Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Hello everyone. Let me introduce myself first. My name is Awliya Syifa Rohana. I am from class G and I would like to present about my summary. Today I would like to summary 4 news. Okay, for the first article is Tottenham stabbings, 1 death and 2 injured near White Hart Lane Station. And this is the original article. A stabbing action has taken place in Tottenham, North London. The incident occurred shortly before 2 Greenwich Mean Time on Pinchard Road near White Hart Lane Station. There were 3 stabbing victims, one of whom was killed and 2 others injured. The ambulance crew assigned to the scene took care of one of the victims, who was 19 years old male, but he was pronounced dead at the scene. The second victim, aged 18, was taken to hospital with stab wounds, while the third victim suffered minor injuries. Okay, next for the second article is India begins deporting more than 150 Rohingya refugees to Myanmar. And this is the original article. Indian police have detained more than 150 Rohingya refugees who were found living illegally in the northern region of Jammu and Kashmir and being deporting them to Myanmar. The deportations occurred because Prime Minister Narendra Modi's Hindu nationalist government considered the Rohingya to be illegal immigrants and a security risk, thus ordering thousands of those living in scattered settlements to be identified and deported immediately. The Indian government has also stated that it has not signed any UN conventions on refugee status or any protocols relating to refugee status, so that it makes the Rohingya who live in Jammu feel concerned. They have to endure weekend detentions and threats of deportation by the Indian government. The Rohingya who will be deported are now the temporary holding center at the Hiranagar Jammu prison. They were identified after local authorities carried out biometric tests and other tests on hundreds of people to verify their identities. These Rohingya have come to India to escape years of violence and persecution because the Myanmar military is suspected of committing atrocities including mass killings and rapes of the Muslim minority population, forcing nearly 1 million people to flee. Most of them now live in dilapidated refugee camps on the border with Bangladesh. The United Nations has recommended that the military officials face charge of genocide. Okay, next for the third article is France could follow Italy and block vaccine shipments, Health Minister says. And this is the original article. France declared on Friday that they may follow Italy in blocking deliveries of the COVID-19 vaccine. This is due to growing concerns about vaccine nationalism. French Health Minister Olivier Véran commented after Rome asked EU powers to block the export of 250,000 doses of AstraZeneca vaccine to Australia, in a dramatic escalation of the dispute between the bloc and the drug giant. In late January, a fierce and public fight erupted between the EU and AstraZeneca over vaccine delays after the company informed the bloc that it would deliver tens of millions of viral doses, then agreed by the end of March. The European Commission then adopted new measures that give member states the power to limit vaccine exports outside the bloc in certain situations. Italy justified its application for power by setting AstraZeneca's delays and supplying its vaccines to Italy and the EU, and noting that Australia was not considered a vulnerable country to COVID-19 by the EU. Véran's remarks come a day after France announced it plans to accelerate the country's coronavirus vaccine launch program, but increase delivery expected, according to French Prime Minister Jean Castex. EU vaccine rollouts continue to falter, prompting some increasingly frustrated member states to turn to outside countries for help. Only 5.5% of the EU's population of 447 million has received the first vaccine dose, according to data from the World Health Organization. Okay, for the last article is about coronavirus. So Georgia's launch vaccine campaign, and this is the original article. So Georgia is one of the first hospitals to administer a COVID-19 vaccine in December 2020. Since nearly 30,000 patients and staff have received injections at the trust. Georgia's hospital created a new way to encourage staff to be willing to vaccinate against COVID-19. The way was to create a new Bill Like campaign in the hospital featuring a number of doctors, nurses, porters, radiographers, and managers who had acquired vaccine. This staff on display aims to encourage colleges to get their COVID-19 vaccine and are open to receiving questions or consultations if they are unsure or have not made a decision about vaccine. To help staff make decisions, have provided virtual staff briefing sessions, written Q&A, social media case studies, plus a drive-in vaccines clinic. Several staff members gave their statements about the vaccines they had received. One of them is Nikhil Shah, a radiographer at the trust. He said he called the vaccine to protect himself, his family, and also his patients. Okay, I think enough for my presentation today. Thanks for your attention, and I apologize for all my mistakes. Wassalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.